burst to flame,
Oh!
slamming into his chest
Oh!
an explosion of burning hot embers.
Holy crap! Hey guys, Dennis Machina here. Thanks for hanging out. Today's reaction to the latest Creepypasta from Crypt TV. This is TERRA Waterworks. But before we get into it, please go over and support Crypt TV if you haven't already. I'll leave a link to their channel, along with the link to the original video in the description below. Then go over and support my channel. It's very easy, just go right below this video. Give that like button some love, and if you are new here, please click that subscribe button and ring the notification bell because I put up new videos every single day, and every little bit of support helps. And without any further ado, let's go.
He grabbed me by the throat and lifted me midair, choking me.
Oh,
my
God.
eyes about to pop out of my head. Say another word, and I promise it'll be your last.
Why is he doing this?
We were in a rundown motel in the middle of nowhere. The room, it might have been retro 15 years ago. Now, it just looked like I did. Beat up.
Oh,
The
God.
only piece of artwork was a green landscape, so faded it might as well have been a scene of a post-apocalypse. As for my captor, Chuck, he called himself,
Oh.
he had this sort of disarming neighborly look. A pudgy face, an easy smile, beady eyes.
Oh, that
The
type.
kind you see all the time at grocery stores, comparing brands of cleaning products. That's what I thought when he pulled over beside the highway and offered to give me a ride.
Oh, no. Bad hitchhiker story.
He seemed boring. Nice. Why was I hitchhiking in the first place? Long story. Suffice it to say, when you've run out of money, luck, and friends, without anything to call your own, your life doesn't feel like it's yours anymore.
Oh, dear.
Just another pile of debris for the garbage trucks to pick up. In this case, the garbage truck had been a kidnapper named Chuck. Now, Chuck was
dear.
holding me, a 21-year-old college dropout with more debts than a failing business, ransom. I'd been in this seedy motel room for, had it already been 2 days, with barely any water or food. My body was covered in fresh bruises.
Ugh.
And Chuck wasn't getting nicer, that's for sure.
Oh, God.
Call your parents, he demanded, shoving the phone in my face. Tell them you're in trouble, that they need to bring $50K to get you back. I told you, they're dead, I gasped, coughing, still recovering from his chokehold. All right, your sister, I don't care, he shouted, even louder now. Chuck had a chewing problem. Everywhere
Ew.
he went, he spat. On the ground, over his shoulder,
Ew.
out the car window.
Ew.
If you looked closely, you could see the tobacco bump in his upper lip. The only evidence of his fixation. Of his sickness. In fact, the more I watched the man, the more I realized he had a constant need to mess with the environment around him. When we passed a tree, he'd rip off a branch just for the fun of it. A pile of fresh earth, he'd kick it. He lit things on fire when he was bored.
That's a little weird.
He spat constantly, as if all the elements were his
Is it just me, or does that look like chewing tobacco?
to waste whenever he saw fit. He spat again on the motel floor, not caring who'd have to clean it up. Then, frustrated, he grabbed my phone and headed for the door. One of these people in your contacts is gonna cough up, he snarled.
Sure.
I'll make sure of it. With that, he stepped outside, slammed shut the door, and locked me in. I looked around, desperate to find an escape.
Can you?
But Chuck was smarter than that. He picked a room with only one window, looking at the motel's dreary courtyard, where he was pacing now beside the pool. It looked like no one had swum inside of it in centuries. Leaves and rot covered the water. For a moment, I swore I saw something rise out of the water.
Oh, my.
A humanoid shape. Like a person, but without a face.
Holy crap.
Perhaps the leaves and muck were covering it. But why was the figure so perfectly still?
That's weird.
It didn't breathe. It hardly moved. It just stared. Stared at Chuck,
Are you gonna kill
pacing
him?
back and forth, phone to his ear. He spat into the water beside it, oblivious. He
Ew.
threw some gum wrappers from his back pocket onto the cement, littering even though a garbage can was right next to him.
Of course.
The figure in the water seemed to cock its head for a moment, and then it descended back into the water silently. The only proof it had even been there A small ripple. I felt a chill go down my spine. Surely I must have imagined it. How else could a person have disappeared underwater without needing air?
That's a good question.
Unless it wasn't a person. Unless it was something much, much worse.
Probably that.
Like a monster. But that was crazy talk. There were no monsters in this world. Only the humankind.
Oh, sure.
Chuck. I said if you want your girl back, you bring me my money. Chuck shouted into the phone. I don't care what she owes you. Don't try anything stupid. With that, he hung up. I realized he must have called one of the loan sharks I owed money to. And my heart plummeted into my stomach.
Oh, God.
If they found me, they'd probably do worse to me than Chuck. I watched his
You have loan sharks at 21? Holy shit.
fished in his pocket for his lighter, clearly feeling the need to burn something, and chose a target. The only flower left in the motel's pathetic excuse for landscaping, a wilting daisy. When Chuck had first tied me up, he told me that this is what I get. Finders keepers, he'd snarled. I found you, I can do what I want with you. I wondered what he would do when he realized nobody was going to cough up the money on my behalf.
Probably kill
I'd
her.
wasted every cent I ever owned, pouring all my assets into a stupid investment. A
That makes sense for the loan sharks.
pyramid scheme I found out later, and now
That
I was
too.
broke. I was spent. Physically, economically, and emotionally. My only hope was to leave town and start over before the loan sharks came knocking. Now, who knew if I'd ever get the chance? Chuck said finders keepers, but what was there left of me to keep? I watched as he kneeled down and brought his lighter beneath the daisy's petals. For a reason I couldn't explain, I wished I could save it. It was just a little flower sticking out between cracks in the cement. What did I care? But it was
It's
as
still a living thing.
if the daisy had come to represent me. Alone, dying, with only a glimmer of hope left.
Oh.
Just as Chuck's lighter ignited, though, something crazy happened.
What?
A hand made of
Oh!
rippling liquid rose
Oh,
from the
okay.
depths of the pool. This time, I was sure of it. My mind wasn't playing tricks on me. Something was in that water. A monster, it had to be. A watery fist flew at Chuck, and as
Oh!
it made contact with the burning petal of the daisy, the whole fist burst to flame,
Oh!
slamming into his chest
Oh!
in an explosion of burning hot embers.
Holy crap!
Chuck collapsed to the cement, flat on his back, crying out. What the? His shirt was on fire. He quickly ripped it off, stamping on it, and ran toward the room. I backed away from the window, scared, as he barged inside, eyes wild. What did you do? He asked. How did you do that?
How
"I
could
didn't
you
do
do
anything," I
anything?
began to respond. But a moment later, Chuck's hand roughly grabbed my jaw. I'm going to remind you who is the boss around here, he said between clenched teeth. Remember, I found you. You're mine.
Yeah, but how could she have done anything? She was inside the whole time.
Turned to spit again, and then I saw it. Beside him, standing in the
Oh,
pool,
hello.
was the same figure I had seen in the pool. A monster
Whoa,
made
Waterman?
entirely out of water. Transparent, female-shaped, terrifying. As Chuck spat, something impossible happened. The brown spit hung midair from his lip, then solidified, turning into a sharp icicle, frozen solid. Chuck hardly had a moment to frown, because the next second, the creature was behind him, taking the icicle and breaking it from Chuck's lip.
Oh!
The skin split wide open.
Oh!
Forward, as Chuck shouted in agony, turning to face his attacker. He went silent when they were face to face. What? He stammered. What are you? The
You're
monster
deaf?
held up the remains of the discarded gum wrappers, the litter in her watery hand, and I could almost imagine it saying, Finders keepers. A second later, the monster shoved the trash down Chuck's throat, along with her entire arm of water,
Oh,
drowning
snap.
my capture before my eyes. He fell to his knees, choking and sputtering, searching left and right for anything to defend himself with. But there was nothing. To my
You
surprise,
done, son.
Chuck had more fight in him than I expected, as he leapt midair toward the monster, slamming his whole weight against her.
Yeah, good luck with
The monster
that.
hit the wall in a splash of water, turning to a puddle beneath his feet. He smirked, thinking himself the winner. When the water reformed around his legs and, grabbing hold, swung his entire body against the wall, cracking it wide open,
Oh!
dust flying everywhere. Gashes in his head were spraying blood.
Oh,
He
damn.
kicked and clawed at the water, punching the slippery substance with all his might. But she only punched back even harder, slamming his head into the carpeted floor over and over again, making him nothing but a heap of trash, just like he'd treated the world and me. At last, she let him go, and I thought Chuck might be done for. Then, his eyes flickered open, fixed on me, and he roared with rage. He crawled toward me, certain I was to blame somehow for this.
Sure.
I tried to back away, but Chuck was too fast. His hand was around my throat again as he spat a mix of tar and blood.
Ew.
The whole world began to become blurry as my eyes swam. I was sure this was the end. When suddenly, with an ear-splitting screech, the monster, now the color of tar, mirroring Chuck's rotten insides, no doubt, flew into Chuck, through his eyeballs.
Oh, damn!
Through his open mouth, every orifice choking on the black tar-like substance. He was forced to let go of my neck as I scooted away as fast as I could, gasping for air. Chuck's
Get out of there, girl.
entire head began to double.
Oh
in
my
size,
god, look at that!
like a tumor growing fast forward. His beady, bloodshot eyes locked onto mine as if begging, "Please help."
Yeah, okay.
But I simply smiled in response. Was I worth keeping, Chuck? His whole body convulsed violently as his veins bulged from his skin, rupturing him from the inside out. Then, like a watermelon hitting cement, Chuck's whole head exploded in an endless rush of black tar and oozing brains. A moment later, he slumped and hit the motel floor with a sickening thud. Dead as can be. I stared in disbelief, both exhilarated and horrified.
That's a win.
Whatever had just saved me, whatever that monster was, she was pooling together, leaving the black tobacco-stained remains of Chuck behind, and becoming clear as rain again. She slowly reassembled until the figure was humanoid again, feminine, looking at me curiously.
Okay.
"Are you?" I whispered. "Are you going to hurt me?" The monster smiled, if you can call a watery pair of lips turning upward a smile. Although she didn't respond, I remembered the daisy and felt like I could almost hear what she was thinking. "Only if you hurt me first." Then, without warning, the monster collapsed upon herself, turning to a puddle of water on the floor and nothing more. I slowly stood up and walked past the remains of Chuck, making sure to tiptoe around the puddle. I didn't want to offend my new savior. But when I stepped outside, at last free, breathing in the cool air, grateful to be alive, I heard footsteps. I looked down at the pool to see three men in leather approaching.
Yep.
The loan sharks. They'd found me. I was done for.
Oh no.
But as one man threw his cigarette into the pool and it hissed upon impact, I smiled.
You done fucked up.
The water was rising again, coming for them. The monster made of water, of fire, of earth, of wind. She wouldn't rest until all those who hurt the world suffered. The monster who had found me and kept me safe. Now, I knew how to spend my life, by guarding her in return. As the men screamed in terror, I smiled. Terra, my savior.
Okay.
Go ahead, I told her. Do your worst.
So Terra seems like she's Mother Earth, and she's just trying to protect all life around her and punishing those who would wish to see it harm. And I guess this woman is just going to spend the rest of her life in that motel because she wants to be around it. She wants to help it. So what do you guys think? Please let me know down in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed, please leave a like, share this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, ring the notification bell because I put up new videos every single day, and I will see you guys next time.